You think you are too smart to be manipulated. That is exactly what they want you to think. In fact, the smarter you are, the easier you are to manipulate. I am not talking about con artists tricking uneducated people. I am talking about doctors, CEOs, professors, and scientists. Brilliant minds, falling for psychological traps every single day. Today, I am going to show you exactly how it happens, the dark psychology behind it, and most importantly, how to protect yourself. Stay till the end, because the last technique is the one most people never see coming. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Intelligence gives you confidence in your own judgment, and that confidence, that is the weapon manipulators use against you. Psychologists call this overcorrection bias. Smart people trust their own analysis so much, they ignore warning signs that an average person would immediately feel. Think of it like this. Imagine you are driving a car. A beginner driver is nervous, checking mirrors constantly, watching every signal. But an experienced driver becomes overconfident. They stop checking blind spots as carefully, and that is when accidents happen. Smart people have blind spots too. They just do not know where they are. There is a famous concept called the Dunning Kruger Effect. Most people know it as, stupid people think they are smart, but there is a second half that nobody talks about. Truly smart people constantly doubt themselves, and manipulators exploit both sides of this. Now let us talk about the 3 dark techniques used against smart people. The first technique is intellectual flattery. Manipulators do not say, "You are so pretty" to smart people. That does not work. They say, "You are the only person in this room who actually understands this." And suddenly, your guard drops. This is exactly how cults recruit intelligent members. They do not start with extreme beliefs. They find educated, curious people and tell them, "You are too smart for mainstream thinking. You can handle the real truth." That feeling of being specially chosen bypasses every logical defense you have. The second technique is overloading your logic. Smart people love reasoning through problems. Manipulators know this. So they flood you with data, facts, and complex arguments, not to inform you, but to exhaust your critical thinking. By the time you have processed argument number 7, you have forgotten to question argument number 1. In the 2008 financial crisis, some of the world's most intelligent investors, Harvard graduates, and Wall Street veterans, bought into mortgage securities they did not fully understand. The products were deliberately made complex. The manipulation was not emotional, it was intellectual overload. They were too smart to admit they were confused, so they trusted the system. The result was a global economic collapse. The third technique is using your empathy against you. Smart people tend to be highly empathetic. They can see multiple perspectives. Manipulators use victim stories to activate this empathy and shut down logical thinking. They say things like, "I know this sounds unusual, but I have had such a hard life. I just need you to trust me this one time." The moment you feel sorry for someone, your critical thinking takes a back seat. Imagine a highly educated lawyer. A stranger approaches with a heartbreaking story about a sick child and needs money urgently. The lawyer knows logically that something feels wrong, but the emotional story has already hijacked the logical part of their brain. Studies show that emotional stimulation reduces activity in the logical brain by up to 40%. That is not weakness, that is biology, and dark psychology exploits it perfectly. Now let us talk about a real case study, the Stanford Prison Experiment. Most people know this experiment, where ordinary intelligent students became cruel prison guards within days, simply because of roles assigned to them. But here is what nobody talks about. The participants were pre-screened for psychological stability. These were not vulnerable or weak-minded people. They were stable, intelligent college students, and within 36 hours, they were psychologically broken or abusing power. Why? Because the manipulation did not attack their intelligence, it attacked their identity. The guards were told, "You are responsible for order." The prisoners were told, "You have no control." Identity-based manipulation is the most powerful dark psychology tool. Once someone controls how you see yourself, they control your behavior without you ever realizing it. This is why smart people in toxic relationships stay. It is not because they do not know better. It is because the manipulator has slowly rewritten their identity, making them believe they are the problem. They are lucky to be loved, and they do not deserve better. Intelligence alone cannot fight identity manipulation. Awareness can. The first, protection. Pause before you feel proud. The moment someone makes you feel specially intelligent, pause. Ask yourself, why are they saying this? What do they want? Flattery is almost always a setup. The second, protection. Simplify when overwhelmed. When information feels too complex, do not push harder to understand it. Stop. Ask them to explain it simply. Manipulators hate simplicity. They need complexity to hide in. The third, protection. Separate emotion from decision. When a story makes you feel strong emotion, never make a decision in that moment. Give yourself 24 hours. Emotion fades. Logic returns. The fourth, protection. Protect your identity. Regularly ask yourself, are my beliefs and self-image coming from me or from what others have told me about myself? This one question can expose years of identity manipulation. Being smart is not your protection. Being aware is. The most dangerous manipulation is the kind you never see happening, and now you can see it. If this video opened your eyes, share it with one smart person in your life, because they probably need it more than they think.